GC here, and we're back with a movie review. The Storm Riders. Directed by Andrew Lau, and it stars Aaron Kwok, Ekin Cheng, Sonny Chiba, Kristy Yang, and Michael T. It's a 1998 Hong Kong film based on the comic series The Storm Riders by artist Ma Wing-shing. So what's this film about? Well, basically it's about a dude by the name of Lord Conqueror who's trying to fulfill a prophecy given to him by the Mud Buddha, and he has to find two disciples by the name of Wind and Cloud, and then he will take over the world. And obviously he finds these two disciples, and basically he trains them up thinking that they will help him take over the world, and then the rest of the movie talks about what happens when you assume things. So what did I like? Well, seeing that it's a 1998 film, obviously I watched this more than once, and I finally got to revisit this in its original format of 35mm back at one of the theaters in Hong Kong, because they were releasing old films like all the other stuff that I recently reviewed. So I watched this, and have to say, when I went into this, I had a lot of nostalgia factor in. I always thought that the fighting in this stuff was amazing and just crazy and pretty brutal. This time around, I would say I agree to my nostalgia stuff, yeah. As in, the fighting is pretty awesome and just wicked, and it's what I thought it was. Also, the vibe of the movie is there, the atmosphere is there, it's very forbidding, and it's just a lot of like looming, like, oh, he's gonna take over the world, we gotta figure our lives out sort of thing, and I enjoy that for sure. And for the soundtrack, I would say it's a hit and miss. I think the iconic theme song is just awesome, but the rest of the songs are just, it's just a pop song throughout the music, like it's, oh my goodness. Since we're there already, what did I not like? Let's talk about the songs. Like really, I think they relied way too much on the songs to build the mood and atmosphere for certain scenes, where if the song wasn't there, like that scene would have been pretty boring. And I've just felt that they had the songs in mind, and they're like, we need to figure out a scene so that we can play this song. Doesn't matter, we just need to play the song. I felt that the song was a priority rather than the actual storyline and scene building sort of thing. Also, I don't remember that this movie was so boring. Like, it's 2 hours, 126 minutes, and there's actually not a lot of action in this, and when the action comes, it's actually really quick, and the way that they edit it, it makes it cool back in the 90s to watch, or the 2000s when I was younger, but watching it today is just like, man, the editing is like, obviously budget issues or whatever, though they did spend 85 million Hong Kong dollars on it, and they didn't get it back because the box office was only 41 million. But anyway, that's beyond the point. As in, it was just really fancy editing to make it cool, and it's still cool, but it's just like it doesn't have the same punch as, say, Ip Man, like the action scenes in Ip Man. As in, like, you wait for the action scenes, and when they come, they blow everything out of the water. Here, it just looks stylistically cool, and you just like, can we have more, please? That's it? That's it? Like, seriously? A lot of times, that's what I felt at what's going on. As in, like, they're just giving you a tiny morsel, and then like you gotta wait for like the ending, and then when the ending comes, it's like, oh, that's it also? Now, when I say the movie drags, it drags. There's a lot of so-called character development that happens throughout this film, and it's like really not that exciting. I'm sad to admit that Storm Riders don't age well whatsoever. It's just really sad. Like, the pacing's really bad, the characterization's just ugh, and the fighting doesn't like justify you to watch it again. Like, maybe I'm just picking on Ip Man, but seriously, Ip Man, you can just watch it for the fights and it's justifiable. But with Storm Riders, it's just like, nope. So all in all, if you're like me, who's all nostalgia over the Storm Riders, I would definitely recommend you don't watch it again. Just have it in your mind as being amazingly awesome, and I think you will appreciate that so much more. Really, it was just kind of disappointing when I rewatched this. It just doesn't age well, which is disappointing, because when I watched Shaolin Soccer, I was like, this is amazing, still amazing. When I rewatch Ip Man, still amazing, still amazing. Inferno Affairs, still amazing, still amazing. But, you know, Storm Riders, not so much. So that's pretty much it. Have you seen this recently? If you have, leave your comments down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's pretty much it for this movie review for Storm Riders.